Welcome back, you guys. This is actually my second time recording this video because I recorded it once when only the gameplay trailer was out, but now we have a second trailer for Sonic Frontiers, including the combat, and I'm really happy I waited to publish it until this video came out because there's quite a bit to talk about here. Let's talk about it. Starting off with the gameplay trailer, yeah, people have had their opinions about it and I have mine. It looks decent at best. I really love the environments, the graphics look amazing, but it doesn't look like it's meant for Sonic. It just looks like an open world, and then Sonic's just there with his model and run animations plastered in. A lot of people said it looks like a tech demo, and honestly I could not agree more. But I think something that's really been on my mind about this game is the fact that it feels like they're trying to force in the open world part as well, force in that idea of nice combat and Sonic, and I don't think it's working. I love open world games to death. I think that you have to do, I think open world games nowadays have become kind of freebies because a lot of them are getting AAA titles, AAA success just for being open world. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Horizon Zero Dawn, Batman. I'm not saying those are the only reason that those are good games. I'm saying that being an open world game has definitely helped a lot of games now in 2022. And I think something that a lot of open world games do well is that they put their style of game, whether it be for Spider-Man having web slinging and enemies and quests all around the map. For Horizon Zero Dawn, you have nature and you have giant beasts and you have, I'm not saying I love Horizon Zero Dawn, I hate that game with a passion, but I'm just saying that a good open world game effectively combines its style with an open world setting. Sonic is not doing that right now. I mean, come on. It's just not. I'm sorry to say it, but Sonic Frontiers is not mixing its style well with open world. And I'll show you what I mean. First off, giant ramps in the sky. Why? Why are there giant ramps in the sky? There are no reason for that to be a thing. The giant towers feel very forced. Like, it feels like they got the open world and then somewhere in there, Iwaka, the guy that's the game director, basically just said, okay, we're running out of ways to make it accessible to speed. Let's just stick a few things in there. And boy, is it not working. It really, really is not. I think that if this game flops and it doesn't do well, they have to change the game direction going forward. Because after Forces, after Lost World, after all of these games that have come out recently and been really, really big misses for Sonic, they have to change how they're doing things. So for the future of Sonic, if for some reason this game, I mean, we know the reason, right? Because they're not doing this very well. If this game flops, I think it's time for Sonic to change direction. So let's go on with the actual gameplay itself. A lot of people have brought this up. I'm going to bring it up too. We need momentum in Sonic games. In the part where he's running down the Coliseum-ish area with the is an inclined ramp, he's not gaining speed. The only way you gain speed after being locked to whatever his max speed is by boosting. And that's not, it's just not fun. Because boosting, that you basically have to boost for whatever free speed you want. And Sonic's a game about getting the speed and keeping it. The 2D games did that perfectly. If you roll down a ramp, you're going to gain speed. If you run down a ramp, you're also going to gain speed. What happened to that? Seriously, what did happen to that? Dash panels I have no problem with, but the parts where he's running up like walls, the ramps, keeping you at a constant speed no matter how you go onto them, is just bad physics. Like, it was excusable back in Colors, back in whatever. But at this point in Sonic, I think it's time to get rid of that. I think it's time to go back to momentum-based physics, which involves Sonic keeps speed as he goes. He gains speed from running down. He loses speed by going up. And that should be how a good Sonic game goes. I know it's not make or break, but I feel like the game would be 100 times better if they did that. The maps in this look empty. They just do. I don't know why they decided to make the maps as empty and as void of anything as they did. But looking at the gameplay trailer, I can see about 2 or 3 things to do interesting, which involve fighting enemies, which, by the way, the combat, I'll get to that in a bit, but the enemies, they seem a bit limited. we've only seen a bit of it. We saw that giant tower monster, that ball monster, and the weird like umbrella thing, and those small little mini guys. Other than that, it seems kind of limited, and none of those enemies specifically intrigue me. The only one with kind of like a nice gimmick was that umbrella guy, but that seems just annoying at points. Gonna have to make that circle pattern every time, and then boom, it's the end of it. That just seems like an annoying boss, or a more annoying enemy to kill, no matter how good the combat is. So besides the enemies, those puzzles, come on. You are not putting a tile puzzle in a Sonic game, in an open world Sonic game, in 2022. I'm sorry. I think what they should do is have some room dedicated to these puzzles, these extra activities, kind of how Breath of the Wild did it. In this right now, it seems like all of the activities are going to be actually on the land. I think that's restricting. I think if they manage to move, and I know at this point in game direction they probably can't, but if they took those puzzles, those activities, and put them in different rooms that you can access throughout the map, it'd be 10 times better, because it opens up the opportunity for them to not be limited to just having those puzzles on the map. You can put them in different rooms, you can have all sorts of different environments set to it. You don't have to be limited by that. Otherwise, I just think that, first off, those giant rails in the sky, that's not it. That is just not it. Like, that's not level design. That isn't level design. I'm sorry, it's just not level design. That's just sticking rails up there and calling it a day. It is embarrassing, more than anything, that they just stuck that up there and called it a day. I'm not saying that this game is horrible because of it. I'm saying that if this game flops, that's going to be the reason why. Because you can't just stick giant platforms and rails up in the sky and call it level design. Because then, what's the point of it? It doesn't look like there's anything up there. As of right now, it does not look like there's anything up there. They had that one clip of Sonic going up the tower onto like the top of the tower. There's nothing up there. There isn't. So what's the point of going up there? Just to get a bit of speed for like 10 seconds? It's upsetting, honestly. I just think that this game is not going the direction that we hoped. Obviously, it's not going the direction that we hoped. But not only that, it feels like the effort that could have been placed into this game, into blending the styles of open world and Sonic, the effort that could have gone into combining those elements is not there. And I'm gonna be honest, I completely blame the game direction at this point, because Iwaka has that reputation. I'm sorry, he just does. I know he has pumped out some really good Sonic games and some really good things, but at this point, if this is what you're putting out, I'm sorry, that's not it. Now let's talk about combat. Combat looks fun. I really like the types of combat that there are. The animations look stiff though. The animations, that's my one complaint, they look a bit stiff. And I think if they spend a bit of time and kind of polish up those animations, it'd be 10 times better. My issue is the enemies that they're fighting. I mentioned this already, but none of the enemies seem like they're fun to fight. Like, it's just, like, none of them seem to have any, like, creative AI or anything. I've seen all of them have at most 2 different attacks. And I know it's like, well, not every enemy has to be perfect, but in a game with that little enemies, I only saw like 3 of them clumped together in one small area. I think at that point you need to add some more depth to the enemy AI. Because, like, Bokoblins, think about this. They have all sorts of different things. They can pick up different weapons. They can throw rocks at you depending on how far you are. Moblins will literally pick up Bokoblins and throw them at you. I'm not saying it has to be that in depth, but I feel like if you're going to have that little variety in enemies, from what we've seen, of course, there could be more that they're not showing us. But if what we've seen is all that there is in terms of enemy variety, they definitely need to add some more onto the AI. Last thing I want to talk about is just what this kind of means for this game and how I'm expecting it to come out. Of course, like before, this isn't final. We have until holiday 2022. If they listen to us, hopefully they delay it to take some more time. I think it's a stupid thing when people say, oh, delay this game. And people who are saying like, okay, well maybe this trailer footage isn't final. They usually put it at the bottom of the screen saying, trailer footage isn't final. But they didn't. They did not. And that usually means, in terms of game development, that that's final. And that's what's going to go in the game. That's not an early build. It does not. everything that has gone into the trailer and the way that they're releasing it tells me that it's not an early build. And the fact that they're releasing, 13 minutes of gameplay already tells me that's pretty close to the final result. And if that is the final result and there's not much else to it, I will be extremely upset, because this game had so much promise. When we watched it at not Summer Game Fest, the Game Awards, it looked like such a revelation for Sonic. The environments looked incredible, but now I'm realizing that that's all it is. It's Sonic placed in flashy environments that might have just come straight out of Unreal Engine, and his stiff animations, wonky, and his style just kind of sprinkled around the place with not much else effort put into it. This is what it's seeming like right now to me, and I'm pretty upset, honestly. I'm not saying that from what I have now, I'm not gonna get the game because I love Sonic. I'm a slave to them, but I feel like they need to sincerely. I know they're probably gonna show more, but no matter what else they show, I feel like they need to go into that and fix some things. Get rid of those rails in the sky. Add momentum-based physics. Add some depth to the enemy AI. Maybe make some more things to do around the map. Some more puzzles, some more enemies, some more types of environments. This isn't something that I think they're gonna do, but I was hoping they'd try something like this. If like different parts of the map had different themes, because you know how in Breath of the Wild you have desert, you have Lanariu and the ocean area, you have the Gerudo Desert, the volcano, you have Rito Sky area. I'm not saying that that's probably what the idea was, but I was kind of hoping for that, because that adds some more variety to the map, that adds some more points of interest. Let's just mention it right now. I don't see a single point of interest there. Like, what sets apart one part of the map from the other? I don't know. And I don't know what else there is to do in this game right now, from what they've shown us. From just running around the map, getting a few puzzles done, maybe some storyline quests here and there. But I think some things need to be polished. Definitely. The animations, the physics, the enemies, and the landscape. That's the entire game, actually. I forgot to mention this in that take, but if that is the only music that we have in the entire game, I'm gonna lose it. It probably isn't, but it was nice piano music, don't get me wrong. It fits well for the field theme. But we need something else for fights, and we need something else for maybe different parts of the map, for different scenarios, for that big boss. It's Sonic, for Christ's sake. We're known for upbeat music, maybe some electric, maybe some rock. I'm not saying that that's gonna be the main idea for the battle themes, because this seems like a fairly calm game. But if they can mix in some kind of rock or electric with the calm music that they already have, that'd be 10 times better, because if this is the only music, I might just lose my mind. But I'm gonna say it right now, I'm very cautiously holding out some hope for this game, because they have more to show. They have more throughout the entire month to show. So hopefully we see some kind of story, because as of right now, it just looks like Eggman got pissed off and dumped Sonic in Greenland and called it a day. Who knows? That might be it. Maybe it's Minnesota. Who knows? But I think if the next things we see don't reflect some kind of improvement, not only on what they've shown us already, but what's left to be revealed, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Well, thank you guys for seeing this. I know this isn't my usual upload date, but I wanted to upload it with the gameplay coming out today. I don't have a normal video coming out this week. I have a video releasing next week, next Saturday. It's going to be kind of a special episode. You'll see it when it comes out. Sega, if you're watching this video, you probably aren't, but if you are, Two plus 2 equals 4. Was that supposed to be deep? I don't know.